everyone, and welcome to YarnGasm. I'm KRISTIN, and this is episode 190. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. And if you are a new viewer, thank you so much for checking out my podcast. This is a podcast about knitting, spinning, making things, and hand-dyeing yarn in Brooklyn, New York, where I live and I'm from. And I, as always, am so happy that you are spending a little bit of your day chatting about all the crafty things with me. So yeah, episode 190. We are 10 episodes away from the 200th episode of YarnGasm, which is crazy. I cannot believe it. So I was doing a little thinking this morning, and I guess to celebrate, I'm still planning some things, but we have 10 weeks before the 200th episode, which is crazy because I know it's gonna fly. But I was thinking about doing maybe kind of like an Ask Me Anything, or, something that you, if you're just tuning in, if you're new to the podcast and there's something that you want to know, or, about me or the podcast or my knitting. I'm definitely going to start the podcast off with how I learned to knit, because I feel like every once in a while, I should regale you with that tale, because, I love hearing how people learn to knit, and how it became a thing with, in their lives. And and just, it's like a little refresher. And, if you're, again, for new people that are just tuning in and have no idea how I learned to knit. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think I'm going to open up a thread in the YarnGasm Ravelry group, which if you have not joined, please do. Lots of chatter, as always, happening in there, and the perfect place to participate if you want to join in on one of our CALs, our knit-alongs. So yeah, I will start one of those threads. So if there's anything you want me to answer on the 200th episode, I will pull some questions from there, and we'll go from there. And then I will, of course, plan some more fun things for that episode, which I cannot wait for. Wow, when is it gonna, yes, kitty. We have a cat. She's sitting at my feet. She knows I'm podcasting and I'm not talking to her, so she wants to be in on the fun. She's like, can you hear that? Would you like to come up? So Bella has decided to jump up and sit on my lap. So she may poke her head up to say hello in a moment. But for now, she's just kind of hanging out on my lap. But anyway, I just want to do a quick rundown of the knit-alongs that I'm currently hosting. The first being the WILDESMEER shawl, which is the lovely green shawl on display in the background on my lovely model Margot, the mannequin, which, by the way, I just want to say thank you to everybody for all the lovely name suggestions. I know it's been a while since I even addressed the topic, but yeah, I decided to go with Margot, and she clearly loves the name. She's Miss Fancy Pants in the background, she's just doing her thing. But anyway, totally digressing. She's wearing my WILDESMEER shawl, which is a shawl design that I designed, and this was a 1-month knit-along. I will be closing the Cal thread in the YarnGasm Ravelry group tomorrow, which is Friday the 15th, and I will be drawing prizes using a random number generator. So if you have been participating in the Cal, which many of you have, and as always, I am always blown away by the work that you are posting in that thread. I'm seeing a lot of contrasting applied borders, a lot of beading, a lot of workarounds. It's just really, you guys are just taking the pattern and running with it, and it's beautiful. It just really, warms my heart, like when I see all the different versions of it. And yeah, so I will be if you have an FO, be sure to post your FO photos in that thread. And I will be using a random number generator, and just keep drawing a number and going through the thread and until I come to a post with a photo of a finished object. So yeah, that's how it's gonna roll, and I will announce the giveaway winners on the next episode. So good luck, and thank you so much again to everybody who has joined the knit along. If you purchased my pattern, it's just been so fun. So thank you. And yeah, so exciting. And if you want to see the prizes that are up for grabs, just visit the thread, and I have a list right there. And what else was I going to say? Okay, the next knit-along that I am hosting is the Waiting for Rain shawl, which is a pattern by Sylvia Bobilvia, and that one ends May 1st. So if you have not joined that one, you still have time, I think. You definitely have time. So, we're about middle April right now, so you have until May 1st to complete that project. So, and yes, again, post all your whips and FOs in that thread, in that respective thread, and check out the prizes up for grabs in that thread as well. And then the other one, BOXOSOXKAL. Yay, the Box of Socks, year-long knit along. 12 pairs of socks for the 12 pairs of socks for the year of 2016, closing the thread on January 1st, 2017. It is many as you want, just there has to be a 12 pair minimum. So yeah, lots of inspiration happening in there. I was totally inspired to cast on a pair, which I will show you in the next segment. But yeah, and it's these knit-alongs are just so fun, you guys. But let me take a quick tea break. And this is, I'm just drinking my new favorite Stash Premium Herbal Tea, which is a salted caramel mate herbal and black tea. And I am running seriously low on this. This is the tea that I purchased when Dennis and I went to Canada, and I can easily get it if I order it on Amazon. It's no big deal. But yeah, I'm running low on it, so I may have to restock. But so good. Okay. So I'm going to move along to mail because that is going to segue into what's on my needles. So I received a lovely email from Alex Collins, and you've probably heard about her. She's been making the rounds on several podcasts, and she's been doing swaps with several podcasters. And then one day I got an email from her, and she wanted to know if I would love to do a swap with her. And yes, so we did a swap. Okay, so last week I received a really beautiful swap package from Alex, and I have to say, her packaging, I took notes because her packaging was just so beautiful and so simple and elegant, and it just made all the difference. I don't know, I just really loved her packaging, but it's what's inside that mattered, so, which it blew my mind. So she sent me this really beautiful, beautiful tote bag. And again, these are screen printed, and these are basically her own designs that she created, and her own illustrations. And it's so simple and so sweet, and it's beautiful, Alex. But that wasn't all. She also sent me some minis. She sent me some tea and some delicious chocolate, which is gone. So yes, but yeah, she also sent me this really beautiful drawstring project bag, which, you guys, it's just so, I don't know, words cannot describe how beautiful this is. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so Alex, thank you so much for this. One of my current works in progress are in here, so I'm gonna put this aside for a second, but I do want to give you credit for your work. So let me see, what did I do with, okay, so here's her card. Alex Collins, and she is at alexcollinsdesigns.com, and she's based in London, England. And yeah, her website's beautiful as well. So highly recommend that you hop over there and check out her shop. It's absolutely stunning, and everything is so well made and sturdy, and I cannot say anything, all good things about her work. It's just beautiful. And then she sent me these really beautiful mini skeins. So they're so soft, I think. And again, Fine Moons Yarns, Dirty Rose, love it. All my colors, muted, beautiful. Alex, you got my number. So yeah, these are really beautiful. And yes, so there's that, and that was just, yeah, it really made my week to get that in the mail. So thank you, Alex, again. So okay. In my Alex Collins project bag is my current work in progress, and I know I am hosting the Waiting for Rain knit along, which I was so excited to cast on, and I'm still excited to work on it, but after casting this on, I don't know what happened to me. It just bogarted my knitting mojo. Now, is that the correct way to say it? Or just my knitting mojo went directly towards this. But this is a shawl designed by Joji Locatelli, and I was inspired to cast it on after seeing Sharon from the TV Knitting podcast. And she knit hers using the Plucky Knitter yarn, which is another lovely yarn, which if you have not tried knitting with it. What happened? Oh, sorry guys. All right, hang on a second. Drop stitches. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So, but yeah, I have just been totally monogamous with this shawl right here. And again, this is the Huhui shawl by Joji Locatelli. And this yarn right here is hedgehog fibers in the urchin colorway in a skinny single. And then it transitions into this yarn right here, which is by Fiber Story. And this is her silky base in the truffle colorway. And I purchased these at Do You Knit in Westfield, New Jersey when I had my trunk show. And yeah, I just thought these colors went so well together. And these colorways were supposed to be a part of my exploration station, which I was going to cast on, but then I saw Sharon's version of this, and I was like, no, these colorways want to be a huhui. So, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. Huhui? I know there's been some debate, but anyway, I'm going to go with huhui for now. If not, please correct me. But yeah, so, and I showed this off last week, but this colorway urchin is just amazing. I mean, it's just, it has like, it picks up the browns. In urchin, pick up the browns in truffle so well. And I just love these little subtle pops of neon pink in there. I don't know if you can even see that, but yeah, and I've just been going back and forth. I literally feel like I'm in the black hole of knitting with this shawl pattern right now, but it's flying. It really is. Like, I feel like I'm doing, like, the eyelet section is just so potato chippy. But yeah, I'm actually using, I don't know if I showed these to you, but my Chia Goose, which I am totally smitten with. These are US 4, I think they are, or is it 6? I think it's a 4, US size 4. Here we go. US size 4, 3.5 millimeter. And I absolutely love working with these. The points are just pointy enough where they have the perfect point, in my opinion. So very happy with these. Very happy I got them. Excuse me. And yeah, I've just been knitting happily away on this. And sadly, my waiting for rain shawl has been taking a little back seat, but I will get back to it soon because I have a make 2 along that I want it to go with, so I want it done and I want the product, but for some reason I've just been having so much fun with this. So that's been living in here. And then, yes, my waiting for rain shawl. I have not put a dent in it, but it's living in my Fluffy Fibers project bag, another drawstring. These drawstring bags are just wonderful, and I love that you can just kind of, a lot of people have been doing this now. They've just been like folding the drawstring bags over so they act like a little bucket and you can just pull out your knitting from there. But yeah, I mean, just to give you a little recap of where I am on this, and this is yarn by the Woolen Rabbit. I've been knitting with a lot of singles. I feel like singles are they're making a comeback. Like, a lot of people are knitting with singles lately, I feel like, and yeah, I really enjoy, I have been enjoying knitting with singles lately. So, but anyway, so yeah, this is the Woolen Rabbit in the Chocolate Chambord colorway. Have not made any progress on it since I last showed it to you, but it's coming. You know, this is where I'm at, and here's that lovely, lovely little lace bit right there. So yeah, this will not be languishing for long. But yeah, and I'm knitting, oh, these are Addi Turbos, US size 6, 4.0 millimeter. Oh goodness. All right. See, the thing about the Chia Goose is that they actually write the size on the actual needle, which is really helpful. But I feel like with the Addi Turbos, they write them on the cord, which is odd. So now I have to go fishing for it. Let me see. I believe these are a size 6 for sure. US size 6, and I'm totally blanking what that is in millimeters, but I believe it's a 4.0 millimeter. Yeah, I believe US size 6 is 4.0 millimeter. But anyway, I purchased these at Gauge Intention a couple weeks ago. They were on sale, so I figured, you know, just test the waters with some more knitting needles that are metal, size 6 and not bamboo. So yeah, that's been living in here, and Yay! I love that sound. Isn't that awesome? But yeah, the drawstring sound. Done. Okay, so there's that. And the other thing that I've been working on monogamously, which I feel like a lot of people do if you're a sock knitter, is a pair of socks. Because, you know, you need someone, you know, you just need, oh no. I dropped a bunch of the needles came out of the stitches and it's all ribbing. So I'm going to be very careful with these. But yeah, these are the vestigial socks. Free pattern by Hedgehog Fibers, which you can download. And it's a slow but steady progress. But I'm past, these are still the first sock, but I'm past the Fish Lips Kiss Heel. And this yarn is Into the World in the mildly amusing colorway, which I purchased at Rhinebeck last year. And I love this pattern so much. It is just, you know, I don't know, I've been dedicated to the hoo-hoo shawl, so that's why I have barely put a dent in this. Well, I did put a dent in it. I was here last time I showed it to you, and now I'm here, so. But yeah, I don't know if you can, it's just a simple mistake rib pattern, and I think it definitely gives the colorway a lot of personality. So yeah, anyway, and these are, speaking of which, speaking of trying new needles, thank you to everybody who responded to my question last week about, well, I waxed poetic about the Knitter's Pride Cubics needles, which are they're wooden square-shaped DPNs, and I love these. I have them, my default sock knitting needle size is 1.5 US and 2.5 millimeter needles, and I rarely knit on DPNs, but for some reason I really enjoy using the cubics, and I had wanted to know, but they do slow me down a bit, so I wanted to know if they have a circular version of those needles, which sadly I discovered that they don't, but you did tell me that they do make metal needles, and I found them on Amazon, and these are, I want to get the name right. Okay, these are Knitter's Pride Cubics. Oh goodness, I didn't even write the. Okay, no, okay. These are the Cubics Platina. So they are square shaped, but they're metal. So these are the Knitter's Pride Platina in the in size US in US 1.5/2.5 millimeter. Yeah, and I like them. They work fine, but they definitely do not have the same feel as the wooden cubics. But they're fine. I like them. I think I like the sock rockets better, and I definitely like carbons better for knitting socks. But these are fine. They work perfectly. They definitely have a nice hand to them, but it's, again, not the same as the wood. Why don't they make the wood? But anyway, thank you for all your suggestions. It was very helpful. And yeah, these are fine. I will definitely use these again for knitting socks. It's fine. And yeah, I was using the DPNs on these socks, but in order to, yeah, I just wanted to test these out, and you know, my sock knitting is flying with the circulars. I will say that. I will say that knitting socks magic loop goes way quicker for me than DPN. So I think I'm going to stick with these for now, and until like I cast on a pair of vanilla socks to knit with DPNs again. But anyway, so that's where I am with this. Here's how much yarn I have left over. It's in a little bit of a tangle. I don't know why, but I'm not going to toy with it because my stitches are on the fritz. But anyway, these have not been living in a project bag because they've been sitting on my desk. So whenever I watch podcasts or a movie or something, they're right there and I just grab them. So there's that. Okay, so moving along. Sadly, there has not been any sewing happening in the past week. I did a little bit of spinning on my spindle with the bump that or the bat that I got from Gauge Intention, but not enough to pull out and actually show you. But I guess I will just move right along into sewing because, again, I have another dress that I have completed. This is my latest Anna dress number 5. And I think it's safe to say I'm ready to kind of retire the pattern for just a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I love this pattern to bits, but I think it's time for me to just broaden my horizons a little bit and try something new. And I do have a list of new patterns that I want to tackle very soon. But first, a little bit about this. If you recall, several episodes ago, I had watched. First of all, I love the story of Jane Eyre. I think it's amazing, one of the best love stories of all time, and it's the most recent version of it was just amazing. It was with Mia Wasikova, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I think Michael Fassbender, and it was just a really beautiful production. And she wears this one dress that looks not exactly like this, but very similar to this, basically. And immediately I thought of this fabric that I had seen at Pearl Soho that Allison, who works there, showed to me. It's Liberty fabric, and she's like, this is totally you. You should buy it. And at the time, I was like, no, it's all right, But then after I saw that movie, I was like, I have to make a dress with that fabric. So I tracked it down online. I did buy it from Pearl Soho, and it came. And again, this is Liberty fabric in their, oh goodness, what is it's Liberty of London 10 Elan Classics. So as you can see, it has it's black, but it has these gold kind of like neutral colored roses all over it. It's just, I love it. It's just so, for lack of a better term, goth, just so my speed. And I just immediately thought I have to make an Anna dress out of it. So I did, and I did not line it. That was not the original plan. I was going to line it, but then I had my serger. My serger came, and I was very excited to give that a try. So I'm like, you know what? I want to be able to wear this for summer. I don't want it to be heavy or anything. I want it to be light and airy and something I can just, nothing too formal or whatever, but and I knew that now that I have my serger, I can finish the insides make the insides look a lot cleaner and more finished and professional. So that's what I did, and I could not be more happy with the way it turned out. If I can insert a photo of what the innards of this dress looks like, I will do so here. And I had a laugh because Katie from Inside Number 23, the Inside Number 23 podcast, she had recently knit a dress. I'm totally blanking on the pattern name, but it was a dress by Tilly and the Buttons, and it turned out beautiful. Katie, by the way, I was so giddy when you showed off that dress. It was awesome job, and I had a laugh because she showed off the insides of her dress on the show, and I was like, and she serged hers as well, and I was like, I'm so glad I'm not the only but I'm not the only crazy person who gets excited about how the inside of a garment looks, because it has, using the serger has such a clean, professional look to it, and it's not difficult at all. So yeah, again, if you are thinking about toying with your serger or getting a serger, play with it. Your mind will be blown. But anyway, again, I will try and post a photo of what the inside of a dress looks like. And speaking of which, I had been browsing YouTube, and I came across Gertie Hirsch. You probably heard of her. She has the Gertie's blog for better sewing. She has a couple of YouTube videos out on the web, and there's one. I think she tried starting kind of like the Gertie sewing show or something like that. There's only 3 episodes out. They're really quick, and in one she shows off the inside of a vintage dress. So apparently this is a very common thing that people get excited about, what the inside of a garment looks like. But she totally dissects. She has this gorgeous vintage red dress, and then lays it out on a table and just goes through the whole thing. She shows you the seams, the inside, there's boning, and she explains everything. And the horsehair, they used a horsehair hemline, or they would sew in I hope it is a horsehair weave thing that they would sew into the hem of a dress to give it that swing, and she would explain everything, and it was just so fascinating. So I will post a link to that, but in doing so, I also found out she had a couple of other tutorials that she did with Good Housekeeping. I'm not sure where, I tried looking on the actual Good Housekeeping website, but they don't have any videos with her, so I don't know exactly where these videos live aside from YouTube. But she has this really great 2-hour tutorial that you can just sew along with her. She shows you how to do a simple circle skirt from start to finish. She does everything. She shows you how to draft out the pattern pieces and everything, and shows you how to do a lap zipper, which looks super easy. I've never done one, but now I want to. So I will post a link to that as well in the show notes, which you can find, by the way, at YarnGasmPodcast.com. So every episode has show notes there. And I'm using sign language today. Jazz hands. Anyway, okay, yeah, it's really early, guys. It's 10:15 here, a.m. in Brooklyn time. But anyway, so I don't know if you can tell, guys, but I am super excited about sewing. I'm in love with it. It's all I mean, aside from knitting. I mean, knitting will always be my first love, and I do it every day. And sewing is not something that I get to do every day, but you can tell I'm falling head over heels for it. And I already have, as I mentioned, a couple of patterns already picked out that I want to sew. There's one, I was looking on Sew, I'm looking at my show notes over there, so if my eye contact is weird or wonky, just know that I'm looking at my show notes so I get information correct and I'm conveying it correctly. But I was browsing the Sewaholic website, which has really cute patterns. The race skirt is very popular, if you haven't heard about it. I know Jenny from the Tiny Paper Foxes has made several, and they're adorable and so easy to whip up in no time. But they also have a Salt Spring dress, which is really cute for summer. It's very, has like little ties at the top. I will try and post a photo if possible. Yeah, just very simple, looks easy to whip up using like some chiffon or some jersey fabric, and yeah. And then the other one that I'm crazy about and so excited, like I want to sew this tomorrow, but I don't have the fabric yet, is the Lonsdale dress, and it's just, this one I'm a little it looks really good on some of the other models or people who have made it, but knowing myself, because I'm part of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, and I benefit mostly from push-up bras. Sorry if that's TMI, but that's how I work. But yeah, this dress it's kind of like a halter top like this, and then it has like a loop and then two bands that go that way towards the back, and then ties in the back. Now, this is something that I would have to sew where I would not need a bra per se, because yeah, then I would have like the bra straps showing, and that would just look not cool. And I know they make strapless bras, but believe me, those don't work well for me. So I might have to finagle this pattern or just see what I can do to make it work for me. But it's a really beautiful pattern. Definitely check it out if you love those types of dresses. And it definitely has like a very retro look to it. So yeah, there's that. And then, yeah, so that's definitely what's on the radar. I did purchase some retro vintage patterns from McCall's and Vogue. They were having a sale. Some patterns on their website that are normally, I believe, like $8 to $18 sometimes. They were on sale for like $5 and $3. I was like, all right, let's stock up today. So those are coming in the mail. They say that they're fairly easy to create. So fingers crossed it all goes well. Cannot wait to get those. So yay. I'm trying to think what else I wanted to say about this. Well, I should probably show you. So I actually incorporated pockets with this version of the Anna dress, which I love. So yeah, I want to put pockets in everything that I make now. It's just so convenient, especially a person like me who likes to talk with their hands and constantly needs something to do with their hands. Pockets come in handy. So I think, yeah, going forward, I'm just going to put pockets in all the things. So there's that. Okay, wow, that is a lot of talking about sewing. But I promise you, this is still a primarily knitting podcast. I'm just clearly excited about sewing right now. So what else? But all right, one last thing about sewing. But I had purchased a couple of new doodads, and I'm reaching on my desk to get them. Like when it comes to drafting your own patterns and altering them, I purchased some French curves. And yeah, they're French curves, and they are used in altering neck. Like if you're drafting a pattern or working from a pattern that you've purchased, you can use these to alter like a neckline or a waist shaping, or it just helps you get like a more precise curve. And I showed you one last week. It was a paper cutout that I printed. It was a PDF that I printed and cut out and put together, just kind of like a makeshift French curve, and I used that to alter the Akita dress that I made. So I figured, all right, I'm clearly going to be using these a lot. So Amazon is a lifesaver and dangerous, but I ordered some from Amazon and they came, and yeah, I think these were like $6, so not a huge investment. And then the other doodad that I got are these things. And these are bias tape makers. So if you are, you can easily buy bias tape pre-made, but if you want like a more custom, or you want to use the same fabric that you are using to make the main part of the dress, you can use these to make bias tape. And just, you cut strips of fabric, and then you feed them through here, and then you just iron them as these things like fold, depending on the size, you choose which size you want, and then you feed the strip of fabric through. And then as it comes out this side, it folds the two ends inward, and then you iron it as they come out to make, you know, bias tape. So these are really clever. I'm going to have a lot of fun with these. I need these to make the next Akita dress that I'm going to be making. So yeah, doodads. So anyway, all right. So that is it for sewing this week. I apologize if you do not care about sewing whatsoever, but yeah, I'm totally geeking out. So that's it. I'm going to be moving along to Ask Away, a thread in the YarnGasm Revelry group where you can ask me anything about the show, knitting, sewing, podcasting, what have you. And this week, LJG 2010 on Ravelry, she asks, "Hi KRISTIN, I have a dyeing question. I'm going to start experimenting with dyeing sock yarn soon, and I have a question about dyeing speckled yarns. I have seen other podcasts that sometimes socks knit from speckled and variegated hand-dyed yarn sometimes look a lot different, such as one sock being much less vibrant in colors than the other. I'm planning on dyeing on a stovetop and pouring the dyes over the yarn as opposed to hand painting. Any suggestions on making the socks match as much as possible? I don't mind reasonable variations, but I wouldn't want the socks to look very different. Thanks so much." Okay. Yes, I totally understand what you're talking about. It happens. You know, that's the beauty of, and not the beauty of hand dyeing yarn, where, you know, a whole skein is not going to look entirely consistent throughout. I mean, you can get close, but again, every hand-dyed skein is quite different from another hand-dyed skein, even if it's the same colorway. But I think what she's talking about is, you know, when you're dyeing yarn, how to get the whole skein consistent. So when you see people who knit a pair of socks, one sock maybe has more speckles than the other one, and you know, it's kind of like a wah-wah moment when, you know, you spend all that time knitting on something. The best thing I can recommend, I mean, the way I do it is I make sure, like, when I have the skein in the pot, I try to make sure that I get it from, I try to make sure that I'm covering all my bases. You know, I'm very, ooh, hello. All right, Bella, you have to say hello now. You were on my lap before. What's up? What's up? How's your day going? How's your day going? Did you take a nap yet, or are you getting ready to take a nap? She slept so much yesterday. I barely saw her. What's he doing? All right, go take a nap. No? You want to spin on my wheel? Anyway. Okay, so where was I? I mean, the best advice I can give is just to rotate your skein in the pot. Just see where, you know, investigate, kind of, you know, like pull it out, see where you would want to see more speckles, where, you know, it could use a little bit more dye, or that's the best advice that I can give. See if there are any white spots that you don't want. Just, yeah, inspect your yarn in the pot, and you can always, as long as it's still in the pot and it's wet and, you know, what have you, you can always, you know, put it back in the pot and get that last spot that you missed, or you want to add a little bit more color to. But that's the best I can give. I mean, it's not 100% foolproof, but that is your best bet. Just do it all in the pot and, like, just investigate. So I hope that helps. Okay, that said, I'm going to move along to shop update, because I will be having an update tomorrow, Friday, April 15th, 2016, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you can make it, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who stopped by my shop last week to buy yarn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It always means so much. And yeah, I just want to say, like, you know, I know my yarn tends to sell out fairly quickly, so I apologize if you've been trying with all your power to buy some of my yarn, but there's nothing I can do about it other than dye as much yarn as I can for my shop each week. So, but please, take my advice, create an account, enter your shipping billing info this way, and do sign in maybe like 2 to 3 minutes before a shop update. This way, check out. If there's something that you see and you like, you can check out fairly quickly. It'll make the checkout process go a lot quicker if you do that. So, yeah, and believe me, I understand if you are disappointed. I totally understand that. But please know, one person dyeing yarn, and I am actually going to be upping my production. So hopefully, yeah, I'm doing what I can. So we'll see how that works out. But yes. That said, I have yarn that will be in the shop tomorrow. So let's see what there will be. That rhymed. Let's see what there will be. There will, of course, be some more Ode to a Pair, which is what I decided to name my pair colorway. And this is it on Blitzed. And then, let's put it over here on the back. There will be I Am a Bird. I'm sorry, I Am No Bird, which is my Jane Eyre inspired colorway. And that. And then there will be some Black Pearl. This is it on Volca. And then I will have some Dirty on Purpose. And this is it on Footsie, which is my BFL nylon base. And yeah. And then I will have some Thornfield, which is another Jane Eyre inspired colorway. And then I will have some Enjoy the Silence. I have to label it. But yeah, this is it on Footsie. And then I will also have, of course, some Venus Flytrap, which is the same colorway as my WILDESMEER. And then, let's see, I will have some Outlander. So Outlander will be in the shop. I will have some Stellar Banshee. Here it is on Blitzed. And, dun, 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 I will have some Octopus Garden, which all of you are super excited about, I know. So I will have plenty of this tomorrow. I will have plenty of all of these tomorrow, so fret not. But yeah, so again, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you can make it. And yes, the Gory Details, second installment of the Gory Details Yarn Club will be going out next week. I'm still in the midst of dyeing yarn for that, which I'm looking at the colorway right now. I'm so happy with it. It makes, yeah, so I'm very excited about it, and I hope you guys are gonna like it too. But it's definitely very tongue-in-cheek, the colorway and the name, so just a little hint. But anyway, so that is good. What's going to be in the shop tomorrow. Again, I am accepting custom orders. I have a new policy that I implemented last week, so 2 skein minimum, but there will be a 20% custom order fee that I am applying to all custom orders. But yes, as many skeins as you want, but there will be a 2 skein minimum and a 20% custom order fee. So FYI. So yeah, that's that. I hope you can make it tomorrow. Again, shop update tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that said, yeah, speaking of which, I know I was talking about singles before and how I feel like they're super popular right now. I used to dye a singles base called Nouveau. My Nouveau base was a superwash merino single, which I don't know why I stopped dyeing on it. I guess I got excited about dyeing on other bases too, so I put it, I stopped dyeing on it for a while, but because I feel like I've been enjoying knitting on singles, and a lot of other people have been enjoying knitting with singles, I ordered some more of it in stock, so I'm gonna, dye up some more yarn later today and tomorrow, and maybe I will have some of those in stock for the shop update tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Very excited about it. And yeah, since it's been a while since I've dyed on it, I'm excited to see how some of my newer colorways dye on it, and hope you are too. So yay, awesome, new base. Or what do you call it, a reboot of an old base. So that said, all right, I think that is it for shop update. I am going to move along to Blather, where I talk about what's happening in my life. Other than that, yeah, just a lot of dyeing as usual. you know what I wanted to talk about? My Cozy Memories blanket. It's been a while since I've knit on that, and this, I have one of these white bins right here is just full of mini skeins that I have accumulated from wonderful swaps that I've had over the past couple years, I don't know. Feels like forever that I've been doing mini swaps with viewers and friends, and it's just an ever-growing box of minis, and I really want to do something with them pretty soon. And I'm a little disenchanted with my Cozy Memories blanket that I've been knitting, because I know Molly from Homespun House, she warned me when I had cast on my Cozy Memories blanket, the center diagonals were they were going all willy-nilly, and I was like, it doesn't bother me, I'm just having fun knitting it. It's bothering me now. And I have, I'm not gonna, forget about the one that I actually cast on, but I'm thinking about just starting from scratch. I know, the horror. But anyway, I'm thinking about starting my Cozy Memories blanket over from scratch with all the lines going in the same direction. Personal brand of crazy. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to cast that on. Maybe later on today. I don't know. But that is definitely something that has been kind of irking me in my brain, that I definitely want all the lines to be going in the same direction. I'm getting a little OCD in my old age, go figure. But anyway, am I dating myself? But anyway, so that's another thing on the agenda. But other than that, excuse me, groggy throat. Other than that, I definitely want to cast on another WILDESMEERKAL shawl. I haven't really decided. I think I want to finish at least one or two shawls before I do that. But Laura from the Dyer's Notebook, she just finished hers, and hers turned out beautiful. And yeah, it knits up very quickly. So if you are looking for a super quick, fun knit, it might be the pattern for you. And you get like a really traditional looking, beautiful lace product, I feel like. But anyway, not to toot my own horn, but I have this skein of Jinx yarns in my stash that I've been kind of hoarding and coveting. And it's her Ariel colorway. So I am thinking about casting on another WILDESMEER with this colorway. And I've seen a lot of contrasting applied borders. So I was thinking about, I think I showed this to you on another podcast, and I had another skein of something else, but then I was thinking about using this other skein of hedgehog fibers as the applied border. So it's like a true Ariel seashells, from the Disney version, shawl. But anyway, yeah, just random thoughts. And then otherwise, not too much happening on the Western Front. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of dyeing, trying to get the Yarn Club stuff out. Dennis and I, as I mentioned, we're planning a beach vacation coming up soon for Memorial Day weekend. So exciting. We definitely need a vacation. I feel like I've been holed up in the house all winter long, and I'm craving sunshine, vitamin D, pasty pride. I have no desire to get a tan whatsoever. I despise tanning. I don't know, that's just me, but plus it's bad for your skin. Beauty tip of the week. I know it's been a while since I've done a beauty segment, which many of you have requested in the past, but wear sunscreen. Even if it's just SPF, you should definitely be wearing sunscreen every single day, even if you don't go outside. Just make it part of your routine. Prevents wrinkles, protects your skin against skin cancer, Just saying. PSA of the day, Anyway, but I think that is it for this week. So that said, happy knitting, and I will see you next time. Bye.